All right.
What in the fucking...
I'm getting myself to... Can I have some moment?
It's just you smoke. That's this dude was exhale, waiting to exhale. Here we go.
All right, here we are. Hugh Blackman here.
It's your boy, Burnt Reynolds. Back with a video. What are we talking about today? We're talking about whether or not it is true that you are a product of your environment.
So basically, the biggest issues I think that why we especially when it comes to low income, we're talking like low income people, why some of them believe that they can't do more than just what they see around them. A lot of them, the most prosperous people in the neighborhoods tend to be people who deal drugs or do very nefarious things. So they believe the only way that they'll be able to succeed in life is if they do that. Going to get a 9-to-5, going to work a blue collar job, what is it going to yield you? You work for somebody, you don't get the amount of money you deserve, especially not as quick as you might need or want at the time. So it's just easier to go to that lifestyle and acquire the money you need. Get because with the money you get the neighborhood, the respect that people give you, the attention, depending on whether you're male or female of the opposite sex, and people believe that's it. Going to school, working, things like that are just not something they're used to, especially depending on their upbringing. If they don't have to me, they don't have an example a lot of times. If their father figures out in their life, or if their mother, or they do have parents and maybe, they get by and it's not enough, and they see like, okay, I see my folks struggling. Why would I then go through the same thing? Why, or they went to school, or they're working these jobs, or they're working multiple jobs, and we're not getting by. We're struggling. But if I go out here and I, go get this money, I could take care of them, take care of myself, and do this and that. And that's what I think, then creates the vicious cycle. Right. Of why they believe that, all right, this is how, if I do this, I can do this, and that's it.
The role models are personified as being said the superheroes of the community because they are the ones bringing in the cheddar, basically the ones running the community, and the infrastructure of crime is what really hurts. I was having a conversation with a buddy of mine earlier this week or last week or whenever this video goes up about why when assistance and programs and money and things are sent over to a lot of these underdeveloped communities, that they are burned to the ground, that they are destroyed, or they just don't last as long as they should. And I feel like that is because it's seen as a threat, especially to the money flow to a lot of these organizations. So when you're messing with someone's money, obviously we don't want to accept anything that's going to mess up the cash flow, because that's the thing. A lot of people at the top of these organizations, they are already living a life. They're already living, in the top, say, 10-15% of people when it comes to finances anyways, whether it's legal or not. And it's the people who are in the middle and the people who are at the bottom who are struggling. So they're either going to have to, figure out a way to get money because there's no jobs in these communities. Education's lacking in these communities. Families are broken in these communities. So there's just a lot of negative things going on that is taking away from the character building aspects of the youngsters in these communities. So it's a vicious cycle, and it just keeps going, kind of like what he said. It keeps repeating itself. And is there a way to break that cycle? I know it can be done.
I think so too, and we've seen it. There's the city comes in and does urban renewal projects and stuff, creates things like the Boys and Girls Club, or we get things like United Way, Big Brother Big Sister, or wait, is that right? Yeah. So
Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah, stuff like that. So there are programs. It's not like the government is not, they know that these things exist. They know that the issues are there, and it's not like people in the communities themselves don't try to step up. I mean, obviously growing up, we grew up in a different time than, I'm not sure how the age of the audience, but there was a time period where, people in the neighborhood, everybody took care of themselves. If somebody's mom wasn't there, there was somebody else's mom, you answer to them. You out of respect, you took, you all looked out for each other. And I'm not saying that doesn't happen in communities, but as far as I would say, I think when you have a bunch of people who don't have a direction or a good enough leadership, then you just consistently do the same thing. And I think that's the biggest, like I said, the biggest issue is we don't have anybody, especially depending on where you're from. If you don't have somebody that, okay, was here and took the right direction, whether it was, found something they were passionate about and they worked on those skills and mastered it, or they went to school.
Well, they do. I mean, it's just the leaders that they have, they're just the wrong leaders. I mean, the people who started from the bottom are now making all this money are the people who I would consider to be the top of a lot of these criminal organizations. Because they are essentially your starter from the bottom kind of people.
Well, they are.
So, and if that's all that you know, especially in a community, if that's all you see and that's all you know, then that's kind of what you got to deal with. And you don't know what's going on outside of that particular community. So it's hard, it's
I
really
agree.
difficult.
And social media doesn't help because you see these entertainers, the rappers, you see all these people with these lifestyles and they, say, hey, trap this, sell that, slang that, do this and that. And it speaks to them because that's the lifestyle they come from. They don't realize that, yeah, those rappers or whatever may have came from that, legitimately or not or whatever. But now they're at a different level. They don't have to do that kind of stuff anymore. Yes, they're glorifying it to a certain extent. This is how we do it. We still do this even though they may or may not be doing it. But I think the biggest issue is they don't believe that working hard and taking your time in a company or doing whatever it might be or taking some entrepreneurship outside of illegal entrepreneurship,
Right.
It's gonna justify. It's gonna be worth their time,
Right.
To really build actual skills.
But to teach those kind of skills, like I said, the education systems in these communities are crumbling because people are scared to go because the crime is up, the violence is up. So you're not getting the quality teachers, you're not getting the quality textbooks. So learning these skills, and I don't want to sound like I'm making an excuse because we do live in the age of the internet where you can essentially learn anything or online.
But still, not having the right resources or the right people willing to teach you and actually work with you and build with you, then that's a big issue. And you're right. It's government's to blame, the community itself to blame. There's a lot of people to blame. It's just a matter of figuring out a way that I think everyone needs to come together and redo this.
I'm gonna say it starts in the home. I mean, it always starts in the home.
Oh, absolutely.
There's a lot of single households where you either don't have the father or you don't have the mother to teach just the fundamentals to a lot of these kids. And if the home is broken, then they turn to the streets, which are obviously broken, which is going to lead them to a path that's going to end one of two ways, either in jail or dead. And I know a few people, and it's very rare, that are able to get out and do a complete 180 and actually live a fulfilling lifestyle. But that's very, very rare, especially once you get involved in that kind of lifestyle. So
you can't just walk away from it, and you get used to the money. I mean, you go from making, I don't know, we'll just throw out a number. You're making $6,000 a month doing whatever the activity is, and then you want to go to a job where you're making $2,500 a month.
Yeah, but you get a 401k. But thing is, you're not.
People don't think, they think it's instant. I think what it is instant gratification. They're getting all that money up front. They're not planning down. They're not planning months, years down the line. They're only living day by day, which that mentality is appropriate at some times, but when you live that way, then you don't think about the consequences, or you don't think how it's going to, reverberate to everyone else in your life or how it affects other people.
But to flip the perception, you also got to come at it like, okay, if you have kids to feed, or if you just have to feed your family or friends, you got to put food on the table somehow. You don't have a pops in the house. Your mom is, let's just say someone in your family is hooked on a particular substance, and people are hungry. And trust me, when I'm hungry, I usually get cranky. So, yeah, it's an interesting kind of conundrum to be in. I can't speak to being in a situation of that, but I can say that I am blessed to have parent, because I come from a single parent household. So I was blessed to have a parent to kind of give me the power of choice and got me involved in a bunch of different programs, Big Brothers, Big Sisters, Boys and Girls Club. You know, we were able to go to school, and I mean, I wasn't the best student, but you know,
Same
you live and you learn.
And I think that's really what it is it is the home. Your mom saw that, she saw potential in you, obviously, or she wanted you to have the best quality of life or the best opportunities of life, so she put you in things. And because of Upper Bound, I met you and everything, and we met all kinds of incredible people. But programs like that were able to help, you know, low income, you know, underprivileged people, and give them a means to reach for something. It gave us time to work on ourselves, to craft ourselves and find skills and things we were interested in. Because sometimes, especially nowadays, I feel that a lot of times people just wander around, you know, aimlessly, and they don't know what to do in life. They don't know what direction. They might be working at a company, but there's no ambition, there's no drive, there's no true direction. They don't know what they want in life, and people don't understand that this life we have, it's limited.
Right.
You know, your time is ticking. So you need to find a way to leave an imprint, find a way to make an impact, find a way to add value to other people's lives, and
right.
enrich, you know, in turn enrich your own.
Level up. You can't stay at the same level
Exactly.
forever. But that's kind of a topic for a whole nother video, because we can go on that all day as well. Mm-hmm. With that said, are you a product of your environment? Yes and no. But ultimately, I feel like the decision is yours to find ways to overcome whatever situation you're a part of.
Exactly.
My name is Burt Reynolds.
Hugh Blackman here. Guys, make sure you hit up that comment section. We want to hear the dialogue you guys going on. You got going on. Notification. Hit that bell for us, man. Share, like. We need it. We need it. We love it. We want to keep inspiring you guys. You guys in turn motivate us. We appreciate you.
I'm not inspiring nobody. I just tell it how it is.
I'm doing the opposite. I enjoy it, y'all. I appreciate it.
You like it or you don't. I don't care.
We're out of here, y'all.